Hey, what's up, everybody? You know, for a while now, if you've taken a look at the videos on my channel, I've done a lot of ride videos, and one thing I've always been meaning to get into is doing a motovlog. Something I've always wanted to do. I've even gone through many different setups, different microphones or recording systems, different cameras, and I've even done a couple videos, you know, helping people find different locations, but I've never actually published any of them public. So I think this one is actually going to be the first one where I make that happen. So for everyone listening, and welcome to my first motovlog. I think the first topic we're going to talk about is Underdog BBQ. If you notice at the beginning of the video, I was pulling out of the Underdog BBQ parking lot, and so there's a story behind Underdog BBQ, and that story is told on the show Undercover Billionaire. That was aired on the Discovery Channel. So the story behind Undercover Billionaire is an individual who turns out to be a billionaire goes and makes a bet, and he says he bets that he can build $1 million business in 90 days, not using any of his resources, contacts, etc., with just $100, and they get to drop him off in a random city. And that city happens to be Erie, Pennsylvania. It's an 8-episode series, really good, has aired all over the world. You know, the end result is there's a barbecue restaurant called Underdog BBQ. Now, rather than get into all the details, I'm just going to put the link down in the description, and you should go watch it. It's pretty cool. So, I am the pitmaster at Underdog BBQ, and it's a pretty cool gig. You know, whoever knew that smoking meats could turn into something more. But again, to see how that happens, check out Undercover Billionaire, links in the description. Let's kind of jump to job satisfaction in COVID-19. So I think one of the really cool outflows, per se, of this pandemic is you get to kind of reboot if you wanted to. Okay. Got a pretty cool Corvette here. But anyway, it's pretty neat, huh? It's cool. Looks like they have a, I don't know if that's a light kit in the tail. We can kind of see an underglow. I don't know if that's me just seeing that. Who knows? But COVID-19, a lot of people not going into work. If you're not an essential worker, you might have been laid off. So here's kind of the thing. You know, when we come out the other side, you could go back to your other job if that's something you want to do. The other opportunity, and again, this has to be something that you want. If you were ever thinking of jumping careers, I think now's a really interesting time to do it. I know my buddy Dan, we do a podcast together, and then kind of spun up after Underdog BBQ. It's called b.b.q, Bikes, Brews, Q, and everything in between. Link to that down in the description as well. But he's gone through a number of job changes since I've known him for almost a year now. And we kind of talk all the time. You got to be ready for change. If change is what you're looking for, change is what we have. And in many ways, like I said, it's the perfect opportunity to kind of reboot. I've said I've always wanted to learn to play the guitar, and I never found the time. So during the quarantine, I wouldn't say I necessarily play the guitar now, but I can play something on the guitar. And read a couple books, done a lot of research into things that I've wanted to do, and I've always said I'm going to do a motovlog. And getting involved in Undercover Billionaire, I put down the YouTube channel, so now I think I've posted maybe 5 or 6 videos so far, and I have a few more recorded, and now I'm doing my first motovlog that I am going to publish. So coming out of this, I'm trying some things that I've always said I was going to get to, always wanted to do. So even I'm taking my own advice. It's kind of like a new beginning. I still have a regular day job per se, I guess. So for those of you, what do you want to do? What have you always wanted to get into, learn about? I think you should at least try looking into it. Or if you want to do a YouTube channel, start a YouTube channel. Why not? You want to always wanted to do something in the online space, there's plenty of opportunity to jump in there. You want to pick up a new job skill, this is the time to start looking. Sky's kind of the limit. I guess the thing that you also got to remember, did we really need this quarantine or the pandemic, however you want to talk about it? Did we need it to make these realizations? I don't think so. I don't think we did. We're too busy living our lives, I think. Everybody says, well, when I have time, or eventually one day I'll get to. And I think you just got to get to those things, because if you don't, life's going to pass you by. My friend Mike always reminds me, you have such really cool plans and really good design of those plans. When are you actually going to get to some of them? And over the last handful of years, I've made it more of a priority to get to those things. And I think for me, again, going through this quarantine, this pandemic, I've taken some of that time to get into the things that I've always said I was going to get into. So if you've always kind of looked back and said to yourself, I've always wanted to, maybe take the time, take the plunge, just do it. Don't don't get stuck on the what ifs. I think coming out of Undercover Billionaire, that's one of my takeaways. I just talked about that on a podcast with Glenn. You know, he says it, I think on the podcast he said, say yes to now. I said it in a different way. Same lesson in my mind. You got to take advantage of what you have right now and stop worrying about the what ifs, because you'll often what if yourself to death. Just do it, see what comes. Be open to it. Now is all you have. I mean, think about it this way. We all thought, you know, life would continue as we know it. We would all continue going to work, and then all of a sudden one day, things just closed up, and they said, stay home. We didn't plan for that. So even in that case, our what if scenario was things will continue on, and we will go to work, and everything will be the same. And look, even with your best guess, came out wrong. So why not go after something you've always wanted? So for tonight, that's all. I'm pretty close to where I need to get going. So for all of you that are out there watching, thanks so much for joining in on this first Motovlog. You can follow me on social media. The links are in below. Check out Undercover Billionaire. Check out the podcast. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's all down there. So until next time, guys, this is Cowboy Mike. Take it easy. I'll catch you later. Bye now.